Hi guys, I'm Paul James, and today we're going to be looking at one of our iconic products from Krylon, the Shimmering Event Foundation. The Shimmering Event Foundation comes in various colours. Now the point of Shimmering Event Foundation is to create that beautiful luminosity, that real kind of soft glow that you can see from within the skin. Now what I'm going to show you first are 3 different options of how you can apply your Shimmering Event Foundation. I'm going to just do a swatch here on the side, moving over the cheekbone. You'll see that it's super glossy, it's reflective on the camera and the lights. It's giving you that real kind of dewy vibe. And then over this application, I'm then going to go in with my foundation and show you the effect of that. So this is the most natural kind of everyday way to wear Shimmering Event Foundation. You'll just get a very gentle kind of glow underneath the skin. The second option is to mix the Shimmering Event Foundation directly with the foundation of choice. So this is kind of gonna give a much stronger luminosity. So exactly the same foundation, and you can see already the difference of what that kind of brings to the skin. A lot more glossier vibe. And then finally, if you want that real extreme amount of gorgeous glow, you can just apply the Shimmering Event Foundation directly on top of your foundation, which means that it's going to have the highest amount of shine, so you can see a real kind of intense glow. But you can see the 3 options that you've got: underneath foundation, mixed with foundation, or directly on top of foundation. So now we're going to use a combination of all 3 of them techniques, and the first application will be underneath the foundation. So I'm going to concentrate on the planes of the face. So I'm just going to place it a little bit in to the forehead there and just kind of create a nice glossy vibrancy. We're not going to keep that level of intensity because we are going to be applying the foundation over the top, but when it blends down in with the foundation, it's just going to give us a nice glow. I'm going to do the same, just slightly down the nose, a little bit onto the chin. You need to make sure that if you're going to be highlighting, you need to highlight the appropriate high points of the skin. Again, I don't want these areas to be incredibly shiny. It's just give the skin that little bit of vibrancy here. I'm now going to be using a selection of our Digital Complexion Cream foundations. So I'm not overly turning my brush. I don't want to blend this application into the foundation. I want to place the foundation over the top of it. So I'm using this paddle brush and stippling motion. So as I'm going over the application here on the forehead, you'll probably start to see it's neutralizing the shine. So it's giving you that kind of beautiful, dewy looking skin, but without a high shine. I'm then just using a completely clean blending brush, and I'm just pressing and encouraging the foundation to connect into the skin. So again, with the Shimmering Event Foundation, you can also use it on the body. So it's a really beautiful product to highlight the collarbones, the shoulders, legs and arms if they're on show. And if you want a less intense shine, a pro tip would be to mix the Shimmering Event Foundation with your moisturizer before you rub it into your arms and legs. That's going to give you a softer glow, so it's not so high shine. I'm now going to do a couple of little placements of the application, mixed Shimmering Event in with the Digital Complexion Cream. So I'm working this onto the eyebrow bone, but also just down enough to kind of meet the socket line, because for this look I want there to be a nice kind of dewy, wet look to the eye. So I want there to be a nice kind of shine here, and I'm just going to press that down with a completely dry eyeshadow brush just to kind of blend it in. So I'm literally just pressing that down into the skin. So now what I'm going to be doing is working on the bow of the lip, just allowing my brush to kind of glide over the skin and the natural raised part of the lip, and then using my dry eyeshadow brush again, I'm just going to encourage that to kind of sit back down into the skin. I'm going to work on the outer parts of the lip line as well. If you do have slightly slimmer lips, this can kind of help to highlight your lip and make it look a little bit more fuller. And now I want some areas of real high shine. So I'm now going to be using the Shimmering Event Foundation completely on its own. So I'm going to focus primarily on cheekbones. Again, I'm stippling, I'm pressing the Shimmering Event into the foundation. And you can see that level of radiance there is much, much more than the previous two applications that we've applied. It gives you a real kind of high glossy shine vibe. I'm going to apply it just into the very corners of the eye, so you get that gorgeous kind of wet look glossiness. Then using a blending brush and then a large dusting brush, we're going to just work it down on the high points of the neck to give us a really beautiful glossiness here. And you can see how gorgeously glowy the skin becomes. I'm now going to show you how you can layer on top of the Shimmering Event Foundation. So I'm going to use just the warmth of my fingers. I just want to apply a little bit of a colour, a little bit of a flush to the cheek there. I'm going to use the same colour and just encourage that into the lips, still keeping it nice and natural, but you'll see now that that highlight that we placed onto the Cupid's bow really kind of accentuates against the warmth of the colour. So I'm now going to be using a couple of colours from the V6 Variety Palette. I'm going to be using these warmer tones that you can see in the central column here, but I'm going to ensure that I use a matte colour. So I'm just placing the matte tone onto the eyelid itself. I'm leaving that glossiness that you've got there in the corner of the inner corner of the eye and on the brow bone. I'm letting that stay nice and glossy, and I'm just going to do a wash of that colour underneath the bottom lash line, keeping it nice and fresh, giving us them glowy beach vibes. I'm going to be using these just to very gently mattify certain parts of the face that's going to then help to accentuate the Shimmering Event Foundation just underneath the eye there, and just mattify this area where if this part of the eye is giving a lot of shine out, it can make the skin look quite hot rather than dewy and shiny, just in the corners of the nose as well. And then finally, I'm going to apply a small amount of Crystal Rose from the High Gloss collection and just give us that nice kind of glossy finish. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comment section below. If not, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.